Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Jason and today we are back with some more of the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Last time, yes it is quite enough. We've had enough time in there inside the Balmora Council Club. Basically, last time we decided to finally follow up on the murder of, was it Raylan Hlalo? The person who was murdered inside of his manor. And we decided to try working on, we'll say, an investigation, trying to figure out who is responsible. And we've got two suspects, well, kind of two suspects. We've got, you know, someone pointing to Nine Toes in Argonian, but with really no evidence. And as we've seen, the locals can be a little bit racist towards Argonians. And then we have the gentleman over in the council club whose name escapes me. I could look it up, but I don't feel like it. And you know, that's wait, what? Nerano Manor. Oh, this is the wrong manor. I'm a dork. I'm like, wait a second, that guy's supposed to be dead. No, Jason, it's a different guy. It's a different person. I'm pretty sure it's a different person. Anyways, there we go. Lalo Manor. There's the guy. So, anyways, we don't really have any evidence. All we have is an apparent eyewitness account. And I figured before we go ahead and, I don't know, we'll say drop it for now and try to move on to something else because our investigation so far has not been so fruitful. I figured, you know, we would go ahead and talk to the lady who apparently saw something originally and see what she has to add, or if she has anything to add. Hi there. Yeah, you sent me off for this guy. Do you have any, like, evidence? Because I can't just go ahead and walk in and be like, yo, you're the killer, without some sort of evidence. It's just terrible what happened. Raylan Hlalo employed me for years. What will I do now? I don't know. Can you tell me anything about, Nine Toes? His house is in the middle of the road. Okay, no. Murderer's description. The Dunmer who murdered Raylan Hlalo was young with red hair, in a tall row over his head, as is fashionable these days. So, like, yeah, like the mohawk we saw. He wore bone mold armor and wielded a Dwemer war axe. I do not know more than that. I'm sorry, I wish you luck. He wielded a war axe and he had bone mold armor. What if we could find the armor? If we could find the stuff, then would that prove it? I wouldn't really prove it. It'd be flimsy evidence at best. Actually, you know, it'd be, what do you call that? Circumstantial? No. Yeah. It would not be evidence unless there was, like, bloodstains on the blade. Alright. I'm gonna run back to the council club. I'm gonna do a little bit of snooping around. And then, if I don't come up with anything, then I'll come back and, we'll go explore something else. Your speechcraft skill include. Interesting. When I lockpick if I lockpick the door, it's usually seen as breaking in. But if I use a spell, I can do it right in front of the person with no real issue. Interesting. Alright, my search has come up with nothing.
All talk now.
Yeah, okay, that's nice. Basically, I came back over to the council club because I was looking around and I realized, you know what, this guy doesn't have a place, he doesn't live anywhere. He doesn't have a home in Balmora, so I'm like,
Leave me alone.
I'm guessing maybe he lives here at the council club. And I went around and I asked around town, and basically Argonians all seem to say, we've heard these false rumors, and the other people are like, yeah, we've heard the rumor that Nine Toes is responsible. So I haven't been able to find any evidence really. So yeah, really it comes down to I suspect that there's something I need to do with the lady who saw the murder, and I don't know. I'm not too sure. So what I'm going to do, first I want to talk to a guard about this. I'm just curious if they have anything else to add. And then I'm going to run over to the Moonmoth Legion Fort, because there was somebody over there who apparently wanted to cut down on corruption, and I was like, you know what? Let's go talk to him, because that sounds like a quest waiting to happen.
What do you want?
Let's talk to you. You seem...
Go ahead.
You two are like having a chat or something. Or even though she's walking... Oh, no, there you go. Whatever. Go away, guy. I know. Yes.
Sarah.
Hello, guard. I'm an officer of the Imperial Law. Move along. I'm curious about, the Council Club. Okay. What about the murder's description? Okay. We've already gotten that. Nine Toes. All right. And Raylo. Lalo. Why not ask Raylo Lalo's servant, Urine Nearith? She's probably still at Hollow Manor. I don't think she has anywhere else to go.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna check one more thing, and then we'll head over to Moonmoth Legion Fort. All right. We're gonna head off to Moonmoth Legion Fort. Basically, I went over back over and I talked to the servant some more, and I wasn't having very much success with Admire, so I opted for Intimidate. Now, interesting thing of note here. After I intimidated, I got her disposition all the way up to 100. After that, after I stopped talking to her and I went to talk to her again, my disposition was at 0. So that, oh, there we go. That leads me to believe that Intimidate boosts the disposition during the current conversation, but after the conversation is over, they end up hating you. Which I think is interesting. That, you know, I'd be curious to see if Admire is harder to do than Intimidate because of that, we'll say, difference in how things are handled. But yeah, I actually got, I think 3 skill ups. Yeah, my speechcraft is now at 23 from all the questioning and persuasion and stuff that I was doing. I'm looking for something Vero. Let me see. Do you have, I can't ask about you. Okay, the other guards are gonna have the same thing. Let's go to the interior and maybe we can find this, something Vero guy. Let's see. I don't know you. What do you want? Well, I'm looking for a gentleman by the name of... Okay, you know what? I just need to look at my journal. Where is it? Larius Vero. Alright, well, I'm not sure if I can ask you people about him. You know, I don't think he'd be one of the shop. Like, these look like vendors, right? So I don't think he'd be a vendor. Maybe guard quarters. Oh, there we go. Larius Vero. Hey, guy, how's it going?
Let's get this over with quickly.
Yes, let's do just that. I'm Larius Vero, Legion Champion of Fort Moonmoth. I've been hoping you might come by. I've got some work for you if you're interested. You've been hoping that I might come by. Like, do you know who I am? All right. Let's see, what could I ask him if I do want some... Okay, give me a little bit of maybe the latest rumors. I think I've already seen that one before. What about a little secret? Okay, you said you got work? Let's hear it. All right. Through various channels, I've learned a bit about your situation. I'd like to tell you a little story, and when I'm done, you can ask me some questions, and then maybe you might decide to go out and do some things. You might, and you might not. That's your affair. And I also want to tell you about a nice present I think the Emperor wants you to have. I'm not sure where it is, but maybe you'll want to check back and see if I found it later, after you have done some things. I love how roundabout he's being about this. All right, let's hear your little story, buddy. Once upon a time, there was a bad magistrate who took gold from criminal organizations to reduce the sentences and fines of criminals. Everybody knew he was doing this, but nobody could prove it. I feel you, man. Proof seems to be a hard thing to find. Because even if it could be proved, the bad magistrate had important friends, and proof is not as powerful as important friends. At the same time, there was a good officer who enforced the laws because he thought laws made people happy and safe. And it bothered the good officer that enforcing the laws did no good, because the bad magistrate let the criminals go as quick as the officer caught them. For a long time, the good officer sighed and said, "What can I do? Because the bad magistrate has important friends, and nothing I can do will touch him." But then the good officer said, "Say, wait a minute. What about the bad people who are bribing the bad magistrate? They haven't got important friends, and if they aren't around, then the bad magistrate can't get any more bribes." I like where this is going. And even better, the good officer suspected that the bad people who were bribing the bad magistrate were probably criminals themselves. So the good officer decided that it would be good if the bad people who were bribing the bad magistrate should go away forever. I like this story. So that good officer made a little special prayer that there would be a little bloodbath to wash the bad people away. There, isn't that a nice little story? Maybe not a perfect story because it ends with a prayer and not a bloodbath. But maybe the story isn't over yet. Oh, okay. Let's hear about the bad people. Oh, the bad people are the Camonna Tong. I thought everybody knew that. They are a criminal organization. Unfortunately, I don't know who the Camonna Tong are. No one will tell me because I am an officer. Are you the good officer? And it is against the code to tell officers things. But people in the Thieves Guild hate the Camonna Tong. I bet if you asked the Thieves Guild, they would cheerfully tell you who the bad people are and where to find them. Well, I am a member of the Thieves Guild, and I guess by extension that means I don't like the Camonna Tong. Now, what about this bloodbath you're talking about? No, I accidentally clicked on little story again. No, I've heard that. I wanted to know about the bloodbath. The bad people in my story are 5 members of the Camonna Tong. I know they are a scout, a pawnbroker, a savant, a thief, and a smith, and that they are in Balmora. Unfortunately, I don't know their names, but maybe you can find their names and where to find them. And then maybe my story could have a happy ending with a little bloodbath instead of a little prayer. I like this guy. What about, no. Now here's the thing. We're role-playing a character, right? Going and killing some bad people. That's a tough one. Do I take on this quest? Like, is this in character? Because the character sees. It's a tough one. Like, how bad are these people? Because my character sees, you know, she's a thief, right? But then again, she will do a lot for money. What about this nice present that the Emperor wants me to have? What is the nice present from the Emperor? I'm sure I don't know. I think it is supposed to be a surprise. And as I said, I'm not sure where it is, but I might find it anytime. So check back and see if I found it later, after you've done some work. Okay. So we've got to go back to Balmora and do a little bit of snooping around, probably at the Thieves Guild, to find out about these bad people. And then maybe he'll have found a nice present for us, because we have to find these Camonna Tong people. Now, this makes me think, though, like I'm still thinking about the character. You know, would she would she do this quest? Like, killing people, like, it depends on how bad they are. Now, if they're, you know, just the kind of people who would go ahead and, you know, if they're just bribing the magistrate, it's kind of, it's not harming anyone directly. Acrobatics increased to 53. Nice. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing that she would be against, you know, being a thief, being kind of not the most scrupulous person overall. She does find a lot of value in life. Now, if they're slavers, then she might be able to justify it. We'll have to do a little bit of investigation. And I hate the idea of having unfinished quests in my journal, because we know that that's going to be sitting in my journal, but I do want to play in character. And if I do feel like it is something that is completely out of character, then I don't think I'm going to go ahead and do the quest. So we'll have to do a little bit of snooping. We're going to go ahead and stop by the Thieves Guild, and yet another sunrise or sunset. Another nice thing. I like seeing the shadow come across the building here as the sun's rising. Anyways, yeah, we'll need to get a little bit more information. I know in some cases I'm not role-playing that well, because there's sort of a balance that needs to be met, right? You know, between, you know, just sort of playing the game and actually role-playing, which is funny because, you know, it's a role-playing game, but when I say that, I mean, you know, for the purposes of Let's Playing, there's got to be some
This is
balance.
a grand day. Greetings.
Hey there, Sotild. I want to ask you about bad people. What do you know about bad people? If the bad people you're looking for are the Camonna Tong, and they're in Balmora, you'll find them at the Council Club Corner Club. That's the local Camonna Tong hangout. Oh! The scout would be Vedusa Sathrion. Marasa Aaron would be the pawnbroker. The thief would be Madrail Thirith. Sovor Trendel is the 7th. And Thanelin Velas would be the smith. All right, well, that's 2 people pointing to this guy being sort of a scum bucket. I had a hunch. But what do the Camonna Tong do? Are they just another thieves guild? Because if all they do is thievery, then I don't know. The Camonna Tong is the old criminal syndicate here in Morrowind, and as everyone around here knows, there's a gang war between the Thieves Guild and the Camonna Tong. In Balmora, the Camonna Tong hangs out over at the corner club called the Council Club. Watch yourself if you go in there. They're not very nice people. No, I've heard they're bad people. Murderer's description. Don't know anyone about it like that. Raylan Lalo? Who? All right. What about 9? Hey, can you do 9? No, nothing on 9 Toes. I was gonna ask, maybe they had some information on 9 Toes. You know, someone vouch for the guy. Because hey, Bosmer, maybe you got something about. I'm really curious. I want to know more about the Camonna Tong. I need to know. Are they like, how bad are they? Before I can just go ahead and start, you know, killing people, I need to know how bad they are. Camonna Tong, it's all the same description. I need to know.
Well met, Outlander.
Care to talk?
I want to know what kind of criminal activities they're engaged in. If the bad people, whoa, hold on. Silver Trendel. This name is in blue. Interesting. What about Silver Trendel? Can I ask about Silver to other people? Because we know he's a Camonna Tong member. And if he's a Camonna Tong member, then maybe... I love asking around the different people. And it's you know, it makes sense. Like, it would make sense, you know, the Argonians would make note of the other Argonians. So, I couldn't ask about 9 Toes to the other people, but only he stands there. You know, I could ask him about 9 Toes. I just love the way, you know, these things are kind of set up, because it's like a web, right? It's a web of different topics you can sort of talk about, though. Raylan Hlalo. I heard that a red-haired Dunmer was seen leaving Hlalo Manor the day that Raylan Hlalo was murdered. All right, so see, he heard the same thing. Now, who are you? Actually, I need to know what your trade is. I'm a warrior by trade, but I'm guessing he's a yeah, he's a member of the Thieves Guild, obviously. So he's a member of the Thieves Guild, and he had heard that. Sorry about that. Anyways, bad people. What do you mean the Camonna Tong? I don't know about that. Understand? I don't want to know about that. None of my business. I stay out of the council club. Interesting.
Stranger.
Does anyone else have anything to say about Raylan Hlalo? Okay. You know, I figure, you know, if I want information, why don't I go to the intelligence guy, right? You know, he's the Blade member. He's probably got a lot of info. I'm like, okay, let's ask him about the Camonna Tong. The Camonna Tong is Morrowind's native criminal syndicate. They're tough and ruthless and have connections in the higher ranks of House Hlalo. Oh, really? The Camonna Tong compete directly with the Thieves Guild for control of illegal trade, and Camonna Tong will not tolerate competition. Compared with the Camonna Tong, the Thieves Guild is relatively decent and honorable, certainly less brutal. They don't accept Outlanders as members. Forget about it. well, I need to know about some of these people. Like Nine Toes, what can you tell me about him? You may have heard that he is a murderer. I have known Nine Toes for many years. I do not believe he could be the real murderer. Why not see for yourself? From my house, go down the steps to your right. His house is the first on your left. I know, I'm inclined to believe you. I just need to know about, I need to know specifically, so are they basically just like a thieves, like a smuggling, thing? But they're pretty brutal by the sound of things, right? See, I'm trying to figure out where I could get some more information. I've asked everybody I could think of who would have information. How's Flalu, actually? There's connections to them, is there not? So perhaps I should ask some of the members there. All right, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm gonna have to edit out most of this video again because it was mostly spent running around just talking to people. My speechcraft is now up to what, 25. I'm pretty sure that the people responsible are those over at the council club, and I'm pretty sure that there needs to be a bloodbath to take care of them. But I can't be. I'm not 100% positive, and I'm not even sure if that's something that the character would do. So, honestly, at this point here, I'm gonna actually have to think about it. We're gonna take a break. I need to think about it because I don't have enough information on the Camonna Tong. I need to know exactly what kind of criminal activities they're involved in before I can make a call one way or the other. So, yeah, we're gonna end things here, and next time I will have some answers. Sorry about that. If you liked the video, you liked the content, and you would like to see more of it, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, go ahead and leave it a thumbs down. Either way, let me know what you thought in the comment section. And until next time, I'd like to ask you all to game on.